What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video, continuing on with the series of companies that have fought the hedge funds, the battles they fought, the battles they've lost, the battles they've won. They have beat the hedges before. Now, when we think about short squeezes, we think of AMC, GME, Sundial, the other handful of other meme stocks, or you think about Volkswagen, Overstock, nickel when it did what it did just a few months back. But very few people stop to think about these other smaller companies that have been in a squeeze and what their CEOs have done. And that is what I'm doing in this series. The first one was when they attacked the shorts in March 1st. They announced the warrants dividend, and I explained how the warrants dividend did not work and why it did not work in the video in the cards right there. Now, continuing on, we talked about on April 8th, right here on this down day, they released an update regarding its non-fungible tokenization efforts. Okay, now this press release I found right here where it says Global Tech Industries Group, a Nevada corporation, announced today an update regarding its non-fungible tokenized efforts. What they are wanting to do is create a NFT in their company and give it out to their shareholders as a dividend. It would be protected on the blockchain. It could not be counterfeited, and there would only be so many of the NFTs made for its shareholders. They believed that if they do this, they can expose the shorts. All right. Then the next time we hear from them, April 10th, 2021, when they sign a letter of intent with Alt 5 Sigma. Now, who was Alt 5 Sigma? And why was this letter of intent important? Well, if they were going to create the NFT and give it out to their shareholders, they wanted a secure platform that would house the NFTs so that they could not be counterfeited and they would be protected on the blockchain. So their CEO signed a letter of intent with Alt 5 Sigma to be that platform that would house their NFTs for their shareholders. Then the next thing we hear from them was on April 23rd, 2021. They purchased an original Picasso to establish digital art platform to be able to issue NFTs to shareholders. All right, and here is the original Picasso that they bought. Now, to me, that's pretty fucking ugly. But however, it is a Picasso. So it has value. And what they are doing is, best of my interpretation, is they have the etching of it, and they have broken the etching into pieces, and they will send all of their shareholders a piece of this Picasso as an NFT. It will have value. Now, it's a pretty good idea, because if you do that and you give me my NFT that's a piece of the Picasso and I want the Picasso, I will buy the other pieces from other shareholders so that I could assemble the original Picasso and own it. Brilliant idea. So they bought the Picasso. They got with Alt 5 Sigma. They're going to be the ones that house the NFTs for them and make sure that it's secured to the blockchain. After that, we get May 25th, 2021. GTII announces update regarding tokenization and the dividend of the Picasso etching on May 25th. Which is basically, don't sweat it, we got this, we're going to expose the shorts kind of update for them. Now, the next time we see them, when they were successful in converting $4.6 million of debt into equity through the issuance of stock and options to debt holders. Now, that was a pretty smart idea too. because what happened was the debt holders are now shareholders, and it's in their best interest to help this stock move so that they can get paid their debt. Brilliant move by GTII. And the next time we see them on June 11, 2021, they are announcing that the beta version of its digital wallet, Beyond Block Pay, is now set up and is ready to house the NFT Picasso that they're planning on giving as a dividend to all of their shareholders. This should expose the shorts. The next time we find out any news from GTII and their fight against the hedge funds is September 1st, 2021, when they announced that management is evaluating a potential stock dividend to shareholders consisting of mandatorily convertible and redeemable preferred shares. Sounds kind of interesting, isn't it? So they're going to offer preferred shares as a dividend to their shareholders in the hopes of exposing the shorts while they still work on the NFT idea. They're not giving up. They're not laying down. They are steadily in the fight against the Hedgies. Now, they think they know how to do it, but while they're establishing that, they were taking action also. And then we move on down the timeline, and we find out that on December 9th, 2021, they announced it had submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission a Form S-1 registration statement, which, if approved, would allow the company to distribute up to 26 million newly minted and registered crypto tokens as a dividend GTII shareholders. Okay? So basically, now they're still working on their art platform where they can do the Picasso. But in the meantime, now they've switched their idea and they said, well, we're going to give a newly minted, and basically in the AMC world, we want to call it an ape coin, where they're creating a global tech coin. It's what they want to do. For 26 million of them will be made, and it will be given as a dividend to their shareholders. Definitely can't be counterfeited because it's a cryptocurrency protected on the blockchain. Brilliant move, CEO. What happened? Now, what happened on March 10th, I like to call loading the boat, because they know warrants didn't work, and they know warrants diluted the stock. It's going to bring the stock price down. But here is a little bit different. They're going to load the boat. Why? Because they've already submitted everything they need to the SEC to create the crypto token and give it as a dividend. So on March 10th went the call, load the boat, and they were going to issue warrants that you could purchase the stock with cash. What happens next? We move down the timeline. Isn't this an interesting story, man? When I was creating this, and I was like, wow, this shit is so cool. On June 23rd, 2022, the CEO writes market makers requesting that they review their market making activity in GTII shares. Now, I'm going to stop right there with this video because it's getting kind of long, and I want to break it up so people can digest what's going on with GTII. GTII now, June 23rd, their CEO sent a letter of review telling market makers, watch your step, because the shit's coming. I'm going to review that letter with you in the next video. Love y'all. Be blessed. And I'll see you then.